And hello everyone, Lights and Gear is back with another product review. I don't get sent chargers too often, but in this particular case we have one for you. It's the Tenergy Intelligent Battery Charger, and it's model number TN456. It's a rather large box, and as most chargers these days, it does handle just about any type of rechargeable battery you might have lying around, from NIMH to NICD and lithium-ion. You also have A, AA, AAA, and C size, as long as they're rechargeable. So, information here on the box gives you the basics: 4 independent charging bays, has a backlight. It's also has a USB output on the back for charging other devices. You can probably charge a flashlight in there as well, I would assume, cell phone and so forth, and it says you don't even have to have batteries in the unit in order to do that. So here's the pretty picture of the unit on the front with lots of different size batteries in it. Turn the box around, more information on the back. You do have the bare necessity of accessories within the box, of course, including the power adapter. It seems like a standard power adapter for chargers. It's DC 12 volts, does 3 amps, so that's pretty good. And the charger itself has protection for reverse polarity, short circuit, input voltage protection, and it's also, it also protects itself against overcharging and heat generated by the battery during the charge. So, as we check out the box here, as we've already done, or check out the inside of the box, here is the instruction manual. It's very easy to read. It's in good written English, not translated from Chinese, so half of it you can't understand. And here's the charger itself, all bubbled up. I have already undone the adapter, so it's right here. So here you have the charger. It is a standard size for a lot of chargers of this type of 4 bays. They tend to be sort of the same size. And you have your 1, 2, 3, 4 here, your slots numbered. You have your display, your digital display, and your buttons here to choose from the different modes and current selections. So here are the bays. Let me take the adapter out. And here are the bays. They have a good spring action to them. They're also reasonably deep, so you can fit large batteries in here, all 4 of them at a time. And on the back, you have the power here, and you've got your USB input right there. And there's even more information, again, or much the same, on the back describing the different kinds of batteries you can use. And of course it goes everything from 10440 to 26650, basically in lithium-ion size and so forth. One of the things I'm not sure about this charger, because it doesn't say so within the manual, is if you have all 4 bays operating at once, does one or more of them use less current? In other words, you know how some of them will do, they won't be able to put 1,000 MAs into every slot at once. Now I'm not sure if this charger does that or not, because it doesn't say so in the manual whether it does or doesn't. The other thing about it is that it shows when the battery's finished, it'll show full in the display, but it'll always show 4.21. Whether your battery ends at 410 or 415 or 417 or whatever, it'll only show 421 in the display. I have a couple of other chargers that do that as well. Some of the other ones actually show the ending voltage, 413, 417, whatever. Now, personally, I prefer that, but, you know, if you have a multimeter, as I do, you can certainly check the voltage when it comes off just to make sure that it's within the acceptable range. Otherwise, this will always tell you it's 4.21. All right, so that out of the way, let me plug in the adapter here. And we'll look at the display as it lights up and does the usual. It has 2 settings on it. It has a charge and a test. It does not do an actual discharge setting, because your test setting will, in effect, discharge the battery. It'll charge it first, then discharge it, then charge it again, and to show you the battery capacity. show you what the capacity is of the battery. So that's what the test mode does. So it just has charge and test. But each bay does operate by itself, and you can change your setting after it's already started. A couple of other chargers I have, you cannot change the setting once it's already underway. You have to take the battery out and start again. This one will let you change as you go along. So here, I'll put an 18650 in, and right away it shows you the voltage of the battery, and here's where you can change what you want to do. I can change the current, 300, 500, 700, or 1,000. So those are your options, 3, 5, 7, and 1,000. So if I leave it at 1,000, but I can also change the mode. So while it's flashing, I can tell it to do a charge or a test or just a charge. So if you just leave it, obviously, 1,000 and charge, it'll start doing that in a matter of seconds. If I did absolutely nothing, it would default to 300. So that would be the default charging current at 0.3 if I did nothing. Now, it's already charging at 1,000, and it's already charging at 1,000. That's what it's already doing. So if I said, uh-oh, I made a mistake, I didn't mean to use 1,000, I meant to use a lower current, then all you have to do is press you can either press the corresponding button to the slot, or you can press the mode button again. If I do the mode button and just hold it, it will start to flash, and then I can go back and change all the settings once again after it's already started charging. So that's what I can do if I decide to do something else. So it'll allow you to do that, and it'll also allow you to change back to test mode if in fact you want to do that. But again, just leave it flashing at where you want, and it'll of course resume where it was just a couple of moments ago. So that's how you change something after you've already started. And once you're already in the cycle, you can press the display button, and it'll toggle through all the different bits of information. So it's already put in 3 mAh, and it's 0 hours. It's counting the time, so it hasn't even charged for a minute yet. And this is your battery impedance at 76, battery resistance impedance, so that's what that shows you. And here, of course, is the voltage of the battery at 3.44. So that's how that works. Now it's up to 3.45. So that's the basic operation of the charger. And of course you can use all different size batteries. Now if I chose to do a larger size battery, say a 26650, like one of these suckers, you can do 2 of these in the unit at once. It will hold 2 of them. It won't hold any more than that. But there you go again with your charge. And if I wanted to even add a couple of smaller batteries to that, I could do that. I could either take, I think here are a couple of 14450s, 14450, yes, or is it 14500? No, it's 14500. Anyway, okay. All these numbers, you get them all screwed up. Anyway, so you could put in these as well. I believe these will fit along with the 26650s. Or you could use even a smaller battery, a AAA. You could take one of these, 1 or 2 of these little suckers, and they will obviously fit within the the 2 larger batteries like that. But these will also fit as well. So you have options. So now you've got 3 batteries in there, and each of them will be charging separately to whatever you want them to charge at. And of course, you can change the setting on each one. I just don't know, again, because it doesn't say so, whether it uses a lesser current than what it states after it has more than 2 batteries in the charger at once. I don't know how it handles that, because it will not tell you. If you click the button here on the display, it'll always say that it's charging at that particular current. It says 300 in there at the moment, which is fine, and I can even change that if I want to a higher current, but it's always going to remain on that current, and it even does that as the battery starts to fill up. So as the charge gets closer to completion, some chargers will again lower the current in the display to show you what it's putting in. So if it started out at 1,000 and it's now only putting 200, it'll show you that. But this one doesn't. This one stays at the current you set it at. Whether or not it continues to put that high current in there, I don't know. Whether it goes to a lower current and doesn't tell you, I don't know. So those are just the things that I'm not sure about, simply because the display remains the same throughout the course of the charge. So if you're an electronics whiz, if you already have one of these chargers, if you know somebody at Tenergy or whatever, maybe you can get some proper answers from all this. But other than that, we're just kind of assuming and making assumptions as to what the unit is doing. May not make a whole lot of difference. As I say, when you finish charging, stick it on a multimeter. You can check the voltage, make sure it's up where it's supposed to be, and so forth. It will, of course, say full in the display when everything's done. So that's pretty much it. That's how the Tenergy charger works, the TN456. I do have a link below. You can pick one up at Amazon for a reasonable price, so the link is below where you can check that out. And I'm also in the process of writing my regular review for lightsandgear.com with some additional pictures and bits of information, which they give you here in the manual, which I haven't touched upon. So, you know, just a few little tidbits here and there about safety precautions and a couple of other things. One thing they do mention is if the charger is still charging after 19 hours and 59 seconds, I believe it is, as soon as it hits that 20-hour mark, it'll reset and start charging from 0 again, if for some unknown reason you've got some stupid battery in there that isn't charging. But on the other hand, if you have a bad battery which simply will not charge, or, you know, if it's depleted too far, the charger will tell you. So it will not charge a battery that cannot be charged. So that's one thing to make note of. And of course it describes the test feature and so forth here, as I do within my written review. I'll put the link to that up in the description as soon as I'm finished with that. But anyway, hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope you like the look of the Tenergy. If you want to pick one up, the link is below. I do thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Take it easy.